For today's headlines, seek truth, fight good fight, says Go. Partial in-person classes urged. Higher health sector budget eyed. Leni slams Rody's pandemic response anew. Serve rule up in air. Obiena finishes at joint second in Poland. Department of Foreign Affairs suspends Megamall consular ops. Morning, I am Venice Bautista and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is September 6, 2021 and here are the latest news of this Monday morning. Senator Christopher Bongo on Sunday reiterated his call for clean and honest governance amidst all the circumstances and issues surrounding government aid. His column Going Forward, the senator emphasized his and President Duterte's tough stance against graft and corruption. Go pointed out that several personalities have been trying very hard to connect him to issues. However, he said he stands with his head held up high because he knows in his heart that his conscience is. Former special assistant to the president is hopeful that the right authorities will properly investigate attached to him. He said he is ready to face those accusing him of falsehood. That is why he said he'd rather help fellow Filipinos during this time of the pandemic. As regards the ongoing health crisis, Go is asking every Filipino to participate in the bayanihan efforts to overcome it. He appealed the government to look into the possibility of further expanding its vaccination drive to the general public. The senator also asked the government to look into advising people who get vaccinated. A lawmaker on Sunday appealed for the resumption of partial and limited face-to-face classes in areas with low cases of coronavirus infections in the country. House Assistant Minority Leader and ACT teacher Representative Franz Castro urged the government to begin rolling out in-person classes in low-risk areas to help teachers and students suffering from the consequences of keeping schools closed. To prevent a possible surge in educational institutions, Solon proposed that schools should monitor the strict implementation of minimum health protocols, including wearing of masks and face shields. He also said schools can limit each class to only 15 students per classroom, only 2 hours of classes per day, twice or a week. Classes for the school year 2021-2022 are set to open in the country of September, but will remain under the blended learning setup. The Department of Education on Thursday said it is lining up 120 schools for the pilot implementation of classes. However, it is still subject to the approval of President Rodrigo Duterte. President Duterte has approved the resumption of in-person classes in January, but revoked his directive after the entry of coronavirus strain in the country. Lawmakers said vaccination for children is done per school and not through the current system where they wait for jabs from their local government. Out of 1 million educators in the country, said at least 1,000 have received virus jabs. Senator Nancy Binay on Sunday has allocated budget the health sector of 2022 after the Department of Budget and Management approved meager 19 billion pesos from its proposed 73.99 billion peso budget for COVID-19 response. In a radio interview, Binay raised questions on the massive budget cut for the Department of Health, which serves as the country's frontliner in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. During the budget deliberation at the House of Representatives Thursday, Health Secretary Francis III told legislators that the M only approved 19 billion pesos for their COVID-19 response programs from the original proposed budget of 9 billion pesos. Budget reduction, the secretary said, was the reason why the DOH decided not to increase the allowances or benefits of healthcare workers funds. For her part, Binay said the government should allocate by insert arm and realign it to augment the funding for the sector. Noted that the budget for Research Institute for Tropical Medicine, or RITM, country's COVID-19 center, was cut by 170 billion pesos in 2020, while the National Task Force to End Local Communist Conflict, 29 pesos, 10 billion peso higher than its 2021 budget. Health Department said that the disbursement of funds covered the period of September 19 to December 2020. First tranche, second tranche was given from 20 December to June 30, 2020. The News on Q will be back after reminders. We are back on Tribune News on Q. While Vice President Rody on Sunday questioned President Duterte's pandemic response after his recent move to travel restrictions the high cases of 19. Vice President is pertaining to the the country's border control by lifting the travel restrictions. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Robredo also lambasted placed budget priorities as the budget of the Department of Health for 2020 not include special risk allowance of workers. Proposed budget also showed a 170 billion budget cut for the medicine. Health Secretary Francisco Duque previously said that the Health Department asked for pesos in funds, Department of Budget and denied it. Robredo also criticized Malacanang's response to the alleged overpriced medical supplies. Duterte in his state public Thursday compared the price of personal protective administration past administration. Robredo said that the government should check the backgrounds of companies as uncertainty prevail over the economy. The large bank's reserve requirement ratio may or may not be slashed by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas here. Various private sector economists offered mixed views, such with majority of the outlook inclined toward RRR rate for 2021. Michael Ricafort, chief economist at the Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation, said that a reduction in large banks' deposit requirement might be possible in the months. Ricafort explained that monetary policy is expected to do more of the heavy lift of the economy, as the economy needs all the support measures that it could get amid limited funds for additional measures. He also added large banks' reserve requirement ratio could be reduced by 1 to 2 year after a total cut of 2% that reaches the target of single-digit levels, also to be closer to the RRR of other Asian countries at those single levels. ING Bank senior economist Plus Mapa said the BSP might keep 12% RRR rate as it is until the end of the year, as excess 1.2 billion pesos goes back and forth between banks and in our sports news, Filipino pole vaulter EJ Obiena settled for a two-way tie at second place in the World Athletics Tour Gold Camila Skilamovska Memorial Celestia at the Celestian Stadium in Torsgrove, Poland Sunday. Obiena cleared 5.80 meters, tied with American Casey Lightfoot. They vaulted 5.8 after two tries and had the same number of faults. Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Chris and topped the event after recording 5.8 meters. World record holder and 20 Summer Games gold medalist and Duplantis did not participate in. On cue backstage.
Magpabakura kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakura kayo.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. Other news, the Department of Foreign Affairs has appealed for understanding from the public following its decision to suspend operations of its consular office at SM Megamall from September 6 and outbreak of coronavirus diseases 2019 among its personnel planning the said satellite office has forced DFA to temporarily stop the processing of applications there, the department's Sunday. 11 personnel have tested positive, while others have been identified as close contacts of those infected, thus must also be subjected to isolation. DFA in a social media post by Undersecretary Brigay said SM Megamall and Star East Consular Office got hit hard by COVID. 11 positive, so they are shutting it down temporarily. Thorough disinfection of the consular office's premises will be undertaken, the DFA said in a media statement. Those with transactions at DFA SM Megamall for the period of closure will be accommodated at DFA Obiena on their scheduled day. They will receive a prior email for alternative passport appointment time slot. That wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Arada Center, P Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista, and you are watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Morning.
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.